Hi, my name is Raymond Bloom, and I'm here to talk about the conflict between FC Barcelona and the La Liga football division. The conflict between FC Barcelona and La Liga is derived from the political and military battle started by the Catalonian community against the right-wing government of Spain, and Barcelona, Spain just happens to be the capital and largest city in Catalonia. This was a blessing and a curse for the FC Barcelona football club because while they faced oppression for standing behind their city and fan base, the club's famous slogan, "More than a club," was created and became a huge symbol for the Catalonian people, knowing that such a large and respectable organization was backing them in their fight for independence, even though technically the FC Barcelona club was pushing for democracy in the form of the referendum. That way they could at least keep some good relations with the Spanish government, as well as their biggest rival, Real Madrid. The initial reason FC Barcelona became more than a club was because their soccer matches were the only place Catalan people could freely express their culture and nationalism. Following Francisco Franco's death in 1975, Catalonia was granted autonomy from the Spanish government, which allowed for their nationalism to resurface in all aspects of life. This created a new marketing route for FC Barcelona as they became less of a political figure and more of a commercial entity with their motto, "More than a club," to attract fans from all over the world. Although recently, many Catalans have become worried about their independence as the Spanish government has started to push to regain control of the Catalan community. This second wave of separation between Catalonia and the Spanish government created a huge crisis for both the FC Barcelona football club and the country of Spain. The biggest problem the football club faces is the balance of maintaining their image as more than a club by backing the stances put forth by the Catalonian people, as well as staying in La Liga to retain their rivalry with Real Madrid and keep all the other amenities that bring commercial success for the club within the La Liga football division. La Liga and their president stand behind the country of Spain, which leaves FC Barcelona in between a rock and a hard place in terms of resolving this conflict. From Goal.com, journalist Ryan Kelly says, La Liga president Javier Tebas has been quick to pour cold water over the idea that Barca would simply retain its place in Spain's flagship competition in the event of Catalan independence. From FC Barcelona's perspective, all they can do is to continue to side with the Catalan people while attempting to persuade or work a deal with La Liga to remain in their competitive football division. From La Liga's point of view, they are not even going to hesitate in regard to supporting the Spanish government, but at the same time know that if they are forced to exclude FC Barcelona from La Liga, that losing that football club would be a huge detriment to their brand and division as a whole, as a result of a decline in viewers and interest in the league. El Clasico could quite possibly be the biggest rivalry in all of sports, and the removal of FC Barcelona from La Liga would put an end to that 117-year-long rivalry. The underlying mutual interests between FC Barcelona and La Liga are the only things capable of resolving this conflict and keeping FC Barcelona a part of the prestigious football division. The biggest interest between the two is the rich history and headliner rivalry between FC Barcelona and Real Madrid. This matchup is consistently one of the biggest sporting events every single year and brings in millions of dollars to the football clubs, La Liga, and the country of Spain. From the website independent.co.uk it says, pro-independence Barcelona supporters argued that La Liga too would lose vast amounts of money by excluding a club of their size, while France's Ligue 1 would be more than happy to accommodate one of the biggest names in world football. Another mutual interest would be to keep Lionel Messi. If Catalonia were to secede from Spain, and if FC Barcelona were to be removed from La Liga, then Messi would be free to transfer teams. As of right now, Messi's buyout clause on his contract is around $840 million. It is assumed that Messi enjoys playing for FC Barcelona, considering he has played his entire career there. But if his football club were to be removed from the fierce competition that La Liga brings, one of the greatest soccer players of all time might be more inclined to leave the club. Lionel Messi is such a huge part of FC Barcelona and the La Liga division and is definitely a huge priority in retaining for both the football club and the La Liga division. Also, FC Barcelona needs La Liga in order to continue to play in a Spanish football division, and if Catalonia does indeed secede from Spain, then they will be forced to reach an agreement with some other football club elsewhere in Europe. In regard to communication techniques, I think it is important for the two parties to first acknowledge the political differences between the two and to put that aside when attempting to reach an agreement. Since FC Barcelona has been a long-lasting representation and identity of Catalonia, and with La Liga representing the rest of Spain, it would be easy for the two parties' political differences to have an effect on communicating, but with open dialogue and a focus on the game of football and what's in the best interest of the sport, a proper negotiation could be reached. I believe that integrative bargaining would be the best form of negotiation to resolve this conflict. With a win-win strategy in place, both parties will be more inclined to develop a mutually beneficial agreement based on the interests of one another. For this to work, FC Barcelona might have to be the middleman between Catalonia and the Spanish government by demonstrating some political support towards the other side of the spectrum while still maintaining all the Catalonian culture and values. This would be a way to entice the people of Catalonia to comprise to the standards of the Spanish government and allow for FC Barcelona to remain a part of La Liga. The biggest constraint to reaching an agreement is for both parties to maintain a focus on the sport and not on politics. In order for this conflict to be resolved, the people of Catalonia need to put an end to their very vocal push for independence, and the rest of Spain needs to be less oppressive to the Catalonians. A long-lasting history, many remarkable games, and an unforgettable rivalry is at stake with this conflict, and reaching a mutual agreement on this situation is of utmost importance for the country of Spain and the sport of soccer.